says that's what you should do. Well, that's one part of this final break, taking every 7 years a break. But then God adds another little level. Every 50 years, he says, you have a jubilee year. It's like 7 sabbatical years, 7 rest years. When you've had 50 years, then you have a real sit down and measure up. And on that occasion, you return everything to its original owner. Now, this was a plan for how the people of Israel were to live in the promised land. I have to tell you, there is no written evidence of this ever happening. But what happened was, when they came over the River Jordan, and you remember the Battle of Jericho, they captured Jericho, and the whole nation became theirs over time, and it was shared out amongst all the tribes, and each tribe got its own bit. And then within the tribes, each clan got its own bit, and within each clan, each family got its own bit. And it was supposed to be shared out equally. Everybody had something. Well, says God, after a while, some people are going to prosper. They're going to do very well. And they'll be able to leave their bit to their children. And other people are going to struggle. They're not going to have all the good fortune. Maybe their bit wasn't as good as they hoped it might be. Maybe they didn't look after it as well as they could. Maybe they were a bit feckless and wasted it all. Maybe they sat back and took life easy. And eventually they sold a piece of land and then another piece of land in order to buy food. And their children are going to be born in poverty because there's nothing to hand on, no field for them to work in. And so the idea was that after 50 years, God said, what happens is after 50 years, everything gets shared out again. It all goes back. If you bought a field off somebody, after 50 years you give it back to his family. So that the next generation are not born in poverty, but have equality again. Everything is returned to its original owners. He told them to do this for 3 reasons. First of all, to remind them that everything they have doesn't belong to them. I don't know if you know this, but your house does not belong to you. Really, David? I've paid the mortgage on it. I bought it with a loan. Yes, I suppose it belonged to the building society, but I've paid that off now, so it's mine. No. It's on loan to you. The land it's on is on loan to you. But one day you're going to leave it. And you can't take it with you. The money you've got in the bank, oh, I've been saving up all my life, David. Well, I'm glad you have. But you're not taking it with you. There are no pockets in a shroud. You can't take your money with you. It just isn't possible. It's on loan to you. And it came to you as a loan from God. It belongs to him. He gave it to you on loan for you to use wisely. Now, he tells the people of Israel, that's how it is. It all belongs to me. So you've just got it on sort of leasehold. After 50 years, it goes back to God and gets distributed out again. To show you who it belongs to remind you who it belongs to. You've to do this to remind you of that, but you've also to do it because it's just. It's the right thing to do. It's the fair thing to do. And you should also do it. You should have a bonus jubilee super holiday every 50 years. Because you should not work forever. You're meant to enjoy life. Work should be a pleasure, not a trauma. Well, that's what the Bible says. Take 1 day a week off, take 3 weeks a year off, take 1 year in 7 off, and every 50 years have a bonus boost of a bonanza. That took some saying. That's what the Bible says. Most of us take a day off every week. Some of us take 3 holidays a year. But I don't know many people who take a year out every 7. Or give up everything and share it out again every 50. But that's God's plan. That's the rhythm that you need for life and society to be effective and successful. I hope that you'll do as much of that as you possibly can, and you'll find the fulfillment that comes from being obedient to God and His plan for you. Thank you for listening. Next week we start our new series, How to Make a Silk Purse. Can't be done out of a pig's ear, David. Wait till you see God's plan for your life. Thank you for listening.